Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome. If today is your first time, please subscribe, like, share if you find this video helpful. Today we're creating an accordion card animation in Figma just like this. Let's get right into it. First of all, to create this card, we are going to add a frame. We're going to add a frame. I'm going to change the sizes. I'm going to make this 500, the width 500, and I'm going to make the height 600. And then I'm going to go straight and add an image to this. Going to change the fill to an image instead. So I'm going to add an image to this. So now that we have an image, let's go ahead to create our footer. So how do we do that? I'm going to create a text, give it a size of 28, and I'm going to write the name of this person. When I've done that, I'm going to duplicate and add the role. So I'm going to say product designer here, product. When I'm done that, I'm going to make this smaller, obviously. Just going to make it 24. And I'm going to go ahead, make sure the spacing, and add an auto layout, Shift A. Give the auto layout a padding, a side padding of 24. Make sure the texts are horizontal. And then this auto layout, to this auto layout, I'm going to add a top padding of say 10, 12. Let's give it 12. And then I'm going to make sure the size is the same as the width of this frame, which is 500. Now that I'm done with this, I'm going to come and place it into this frame and align it here. So I'm going to align horizontal centers and down. Now that I've done that, I'm going to give it a fill. Change the fill to something like this. Okay. I think this is not bad. And there we go. At the same time, I'm going to create another text. This time with just the description, product designer. I'm going to change the size, make it really bold. So I'm going to give it like a size of 30. Yeah, 30 is cool. So I'm going to give it an auto layout. I'm going to flip this by 90. When I flipped it by 90, if you notice, it's flipped because I'm going to be adding it to the side. So I'm going to make sure that the height of the auto layout is the same height with our frame, which is 600. So I'm going to make it 600. Now that I've done that, I will probably increase the width by giving it the auto layout 16 or 20, 24. I think it's still a little bit small, so I'm going to make it 32 instead. Now I've done that, I'm going to align it to this frame and place it inside this frame and align it to the right. It is aligned. I'm going to change the color to this. At the same time, I'm also going to add a constraint to the right, so it is constrained to the right. Now that we have this here, what is the next thing we are going to do? We are going to duplicate this so that we can have a closed and open variant of this card. So what do? We are going to make the two of them. We're going to change and make it a component set. I'm going to first of all change the name. Sorry, I'm going to change the name. So I'm going to leave this one to be open, and this one is going to be closed. Then we'll go ahead to make it a component set. Now that I've done that, I'm going to be making this open indeed. So how do I do that? I'm going to shift this to make it look like a normal card. I'm going to shift this so that you don't see it. Yeah, this is our open card. And then to the closed, what I'm going to just do is to shift the footer so that you don't see it. And then adjust this frame so that it's to only be this, just like this. I think it's a little bit small, but we're going to make do with that. Yeah, we're going to make it. So this is our closed and our open variant, our open and our closed variant. So what's the next thing I'm going to do? The next thing I'm going to do, I think I should increase the size of this. I think I should increase the size. Let's just go with this. Maybe when you're designing yours, you can increase the size. So next thing we are going to do is this. We are going to create a frame, add a frame to your design file, another frame of any size you want. When I've done that, I'm going to be carrying this closed frame to it. So I will just hold your Alt key and then shift so that it will be inside this frame. The next thing I'm going to do is this. If you want to adjust it, you can adjust the size. Okay, and make it bigger if you want to. Okay, so here we have it. Now that we have it here, the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this into 4 places. And add an auto layout to align it. Yes, we have this here. We're going to change the spacing to 24, like so, and put it in the center. Now, the next thing we are going to do is to rename this frame to frame 1. So it's showing you that this is the first of the 4 frames we are going to be creating right now. So I'm going to change it to frame 1. What's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to change the colors and the names. I'm going to change the colors. So we are not going to just have a product designer. We're going to have a product designer. We are going to have a software engineer. So I'm going to be changing this name to software engineer. What color are we going to give our software engineer, right? Okay. We're probably going to be giving it a blue color. So yeah, kind of a blue color. Yes, I think this is okay. And then we're going to come here to add this and change it to a data analyst. Finally, we're going to give it a color, change the fill to say green. Okay, darker shade of green, probably. Yeah. And then we're going to come here and make this, change the name to let's say virtual assistant. Change the color as well. Something else, say I want to just move it a bit to become the second one. now that we have this here, next thing we are going to do is to duplicate this frame. So we are going to be duplicating this frame, Ctrl D, into 4 places. So we have 4 frames with our closed. Remember that this is our closed variant. So we have 4 frames with our closed variant, and thankfully they are all named accordingly: frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. Now the next thing we are going to do is now we are going to come to each of these closed cards in the frame and change the variant to open based on the name of the frame. So for instance, I'll come to frame 1 and I'm going to change the first card here into the open variant. So I'm going to change it from closed to an open variant here. So yeah, we have it. I'm going to come to frame 2, go to the second card and change it to open. Come to frame 3, change the third card to open, just as the name implies. Then come to frame 4, change the fourth frame to open. Now that I've done that, I'll start doing my adjustments. I'll probably come to my second one, that is change the image. I'll just change the image. Then in your own time, when you're designing, you can probably change the names and everything. So for this person who is our software engineer, I'm going to be using a different image. So I'm going to be doing this one. Just change the images accordingly as you wish. Come here, change the image. I think the colors are adjusted at some point, but that we can deal with that. So just remember, just have to remember your colors and change this. I'm going to change this to this and change. Okay, this one still retain the color. So now we have this. We'll switch over to our prototype. So what we are going to be doing in the prototype is this. I'm going to explain to us what we are going to be doing in the prototype. What we are going to be doing in the prototype, we are going to be focusing on the closed variant. So what I'm going to be doing here is every closed variant within each frame, I'm going to link it to the frame which has the open variant of that particular card. So for instance, I'll come here, come to this particular closed card, which is the software engineer, and look for every of the frames where software engineer is open and connect it. So I'm going to connect it. I'm going to change it to on while hovering, smart animate, is out 500. Okay, cool. I'm going to come to card 3, which is closed, and trace where it is open, which is frame 3, on while hovering. Yeah, I'm changing the setting. Come to card 4, look for where it is open, which is frame 4, and change it while hovering, please. Except you want it to be while on click though. So it's in while hovering. Okay, so the same thing, I'm going to come to my frame 2. Remember, what we are going to be focusing on is all closed frame, not open. So I'm going to come here again to frame. This is closed frame 1, and it is this one is the one where it is open. So I'm going to change the setting again. 3, connect it to frame 3 while hovering, and this is the fourth one, still in the same frame. The fourth one, I'm going to also connect it while hovering. I forgot to change the color of this one. I'm going to, while hovering. I'm going to change it later on when we are done connecting. So I'm going to come here again, closed frames. Remember, we are focusing on the closed frames for each one, for the closed cards, sorry, for each frame. So I'm going to the first card, which is the closed one. I'm going to again trace it to frame 1 where it is open. Make sure my set is on while hovering. Okay, did I connect it initially? Make sure that my settings is on while hovering. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, the next card which is closed is 2. I'm going to trace it to 2 while hovering. This is 4. Change it while hovering. So I'm done with my frame 3. I'm going to frame 4. So the closed card here is 1. So I'm going to trace it back to 1. Connect it while hovering. I'm going to come to the second closed card, which is this. Connect it to this while hovering, still on while hovering. And then I'm going to finally come to this one, connect it to this, yes, while hovering. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is so that when I play this prototype, when I play it, any frame at all that is displaying, I can change from that particular frame to the open variant. I can change to the open variant of my card from any particular frame that is displaying. So it is a situation of making sure that all frames are equal, so that whatever frame is displaying, I can comfortably change my cards. So right now we are going to just change the color, like we said, change the color of this one. And yes, we're going to go straight to playing our prototype. We're going to make it to fit. Yes. So with this, when we hover, we open up, go to the next, hover it and open up. It's so small, so we just be careful because the spacing is very small and the size is small, so we might not get the flow so well. So this is opened right now. This is opened. So yes, we have our prototype ready. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much.